Hi guys and girls, I'm Obsidian Ant and welcome to Arizona Sunshine. Now this game is very violent, so if you don't like gore or blood, then I'd suggest to stop watching now. So this episode forms a part of my VR series, and this is an exclusive VR game. I'm playing here on the Oculus Rift, and I want to extend my thanks once again to Oculus for sending over both the Rift and the controllers. So this game is set during a zombie apocalypse. And yeah, we can see there's a zombie head right in front of me, and to get going we got to put a bullet in the head. And essentially this is very much what the game is all about, shooting zombies directly in the head. You can shoot them in the body of course, but a headshot is way more effective and will save you a whole ton of ammunition. So after starting out there in your camp inside that little cave, the objective of the game is to find some survivors. And you have to make your way across various stages and locales in order to do that. The nice thing is this is all set in Arizona, and this is some very beautiful landscape. Now aside from the environments, which of course hit you right in the face straight away as they do with most games, the thing you've really got to notice immediately is the way the guns handle. Now unlike other shooters like Robo Recall for example, which are extremely arcade based, this one is very much more focused on just how realistic the guns handle. So in order to be effective you're going to need to be a fairly reasonable shot. Of course you can always set the game to easy, in which case you get a laser sight, and the zombies are much easier to kill as well. So as you've probably noticed by now, you make your way around in this game by using the in-game teleportation system. And this is pretty much the de facto way now of travelling around inside VR games, and it's very, very effective. The whole concept behind this is to avoid and limit motion sickness, and for that it does work really, really well. But you're not limited to just teleportation. If you prefer more traditional forms of movement, you can set that also in the control system. And that will effectively allow you to move around in the same way you would in a traditional first-person shooter on PC or console. Now what's nice about VR and using touch controllers is that many things within the world are fully interactable. Got a hat here. Yep, we can just pick that up and even wear it. Unfortunately, there's no mirrors in the game, so we can't see our own appearance. But the cars, well, they're dotted everywhere, and the first time you encounter them are on the bridge here. And what's nice about cars is that they're loaded up with goodies. So as you travel around, it's always worth looking in the boot there, and it's also worth looking in the front seats and the back seats because you'll often find ammo, as well as often other weapons. And now, no matter where you are, you're always going to have to keep an eye out for zombies because they can attack at any moment. Sometimes they just attack in ones or twos, other times they'll attack in full-on hordes. Now a horde of zombies can be a real problem, especially on the higher difficulty settings. So it's a good idea to use ammo sparingly to save them up for the occasions when you invariably counter the zombie horde. So what type of zombies feature in this game? Well, you get the very slow shuffling ones, but you also get the full-on running ones who pelt at you as fast as they possibly can. It's not all about constant shooting though. There will be the odd occasions where you need to solve simple puzzles. These usually involve finding your way around a locked door or finding your way into a locked car. These are simple enough to solve, you just need to find a hidden key. But that does add some variation to the gameplay, and it does encourage you to explore the really wonderfully realised areas around here. There's plenty of buildings and plenty of wide open spaces, and zombies will attack you in any of them. The first time you get a full-on horde coming at you, it really is a massive rush. Unless you deal with them effectively and efficiently, they will overrun you very, very quickly. It doesn't usually take too many hits for them to completely kill you. Now if you do die, you will go back to the previous checkpoint. Sometimes that's quite close, other times it can be quite a way back. At this point in the game I still had the default pistol, but as you progress through the game you will find other weapons, which includes a variety of different spec pistols, shotguns, as well as machine guns. And of course we shouldn't forget the odd hand grenade you can find here and there. Now virtuality is wonderful for experiencing all different types of environments, but there's none quite so immersive as darkened rooms or darkened caves. And the reason for this is due to the limited field of view on these VR headsets. Essentially your field of view is limited to around about 100 degrees, so your peripheral vision is occluded by black. So whenever you're in these wonderfully lit bright areas, you've always got black peripheral vision. That is until you come into a darkened cave like this. When all your forward facing area is black as well, then your peripheral vision being darkened really doesn't matter, and it only adds to the sense of immersion here. You really get a massively strong sense of presence. And the torch in this particular area really does serve to enhance that. As well as being immersive, these areas are extremely intimidating because you never know who's around the corner. Now as you play through the game, you'll find yourself in all manner of different environments, from bridges to caves, to storefronts, to motels, to trailer parks and even gated towns. This great variety of environments really does add to the game. The only annoyance I really do have is the constant quips by the action hero here. For me, these types of lines are better suited to an 80s B-movie rather than a VR game. And all they really serve to do is lift you out the game and remind you that you're not actually this character. But that's only a minor thing, and for many people it probably won't bother them in the slightest, and it certainly can't override the sensation you get from looking at these fantastic environments. Just look at the gorgeous lighting here. In fact, I found myself regularly pausing just to stop and look at all these beautiful areas. The sense of depth and the sense of scale here just make me want to constantly wander off and explore everything, and it's unfortunate that we just can't do that and that the maps are instead rather linear. But it's precisely that's the major reason that keeps pushing you forward. You just want to see what's around the next corner. Now every so often you'll come across something unexpected and something quite surprising, and it really does serve to break up the gameplay in a very interesting way. In this case it was a sniper rifle. Now what can't be conveyed here on the video is the fact that in VR you can use both eyes. So lifting up the sight here, the scope, to my eye, I was able to close the left eye and look through the sight with my right eye. And in that sense you can use this weapon in exactly the same way you would with a real world weapon. Now I've said this a number of times before with regards to virtual reality, but VR games have a wonderful way of making very basic gameplay fully immersive and a great experience. Now if this was a regular game on a normal monitor, just standing up here shooting down at slow moving targets wouldn't be all that fun. But the fact that VR puts you right in the thick of it and gives you hands-on experience really makes for the great gaming moments. Now unfortunately, as with most recent VR games, this game is pretty short. You'll get a few hours out of it, maybe as many as 5, but after that you'll have come to the end of the campaign. Fortunately though, there is a horde mode which is a lot of fun, and what that does is put you in a very simple environment like this shed here, and then it will constantly send waves of zombies at you, and the idea is to survive as long as possible with limited ammunition. All in all then, I really do feel that Arizona Sunshine is my favourite VR game so far. Despite having completed the campaign a number of times, I just find myself coming back again and again, either to run through the campaign again or to try out a few sessions on the horde mode. There's also a multiplayer mode, or a 2-player multiplayer mode, and that's something I'll be back to take a look at another time. So a great shooter then, with some exceptional gun handling. That then brings us to an end of this video. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys and girls next time.